he lifted a skeleton and threw it 800 miles.
Very good.
And pierced 7 trees with one arrow.
Wow. So that was the potency of Lord Ram. Why was this done? What is the reason why Ram had to show his...
I know.
Govinda, go ahead.
Because Sugriva didn't know that Rama is strong. That's why that's because Bali is very strong. And Bali wanted to get a good match with somebody.
Yes. So he wanted to prove the prowess of Ram, and he was kind of suspecting in one sense, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whether
he was amazed. He was amazed.
Yeah, he was amazed after Ram was able to do this thing of obviously taking care of this part when we have that part covered by Shiva, and that is the right thing. And through that, Ram was able to exhibit his prowess, right? Okay. And then what happened after that? Anybody remembers? Anybody remembers or not?
I think I do.
I know.
Okay, go ahead, Manhar. Let Manhar also talk. Little bit, everybody talk, okay?
So Sugriva, so Rama said to Sugriva, go fight Vali, and then he was fighting Vali, and then Rama was not like he was not throwing the arrow on Vali. So Sugriva was thinking, when will Rama throw the arrow on Vali and kill him? But he didn't, and then after that Sugriva out of fear ran away and Vali said that this time I'm sparing you, but next time I won't. Shiva told Rama that, why did you not kill Vali? Rama said
he couldn't distinguish, isn't it? Do somebody else wants to carry along from here?
Govinda.
Anybody else? Akshara? We haven't heard from you, Akshara dear. Suraj, do you want to say, dear? Okay, I don't hear from them. Go ahead, dear Govinda.
Then what happened? Sugriva was telling, why you didn't shoot Bali? And he said, I didn't know which one is which. And what happened? Rama gave him a hint, put on him a hint, and then Rama could know which one is Bali and which one is Sugriva.
Wonderful. All right, so let's get started with today's session and see what is there in today's session and go from there. Okay, I think we have covered everything. So one of the things that I wanted to tell you was Vali's wife, she was Tara, and she kind of warned Vali, see Vali, this guy, you hit him really hard, Sugriva, and today again he has come here. That means he has some force behind him. He's got some power, and don't get involved in this because I'm thinking and I'm suspecting that there is some kind of alternate arrangement that Sugriva has done. So you better be careful and just go and give him this kingdom. That's okay, because your life is more important to me. Like that, Tara was intelligent and he actually warned Vali. But then Vali, he was kind of, he wanted to win and he wanted to show his prowess. And how can I get defeated before Sugriva? He was kind of having that mentality, because of which he didn't listen to the words of Tara. And then he happened to go and fight with him, right? So Vali could not accept the sound advice. I cannot tolerate such arrogance from my younger brother. See, he's older brother and he thinks he should have control over his younger brother. Okay. As far as Ram, I have no quarrel with him. See, he has come with Ram, and Ram is a very powerful warrior. His powers are inconceivable. Like that, he was telling him so many things. And he was like, oh, Ram, I'm not worried about him. I don't have any enmity with him. So Ram is not going to do anything with me. Saying this, Vali stormed out of the city, hissing with rage. He confronted Sugriva and a fierce struggle ensued. As before, Vali eventually began to gain the upper hand. Then Sugriva signaled Ram, right, indicating that his strength was waning. Seeing that Sugriva was near the point of collapse, Rama fitted a powerful arrow onto his bowstring. He released the arrow and it flashed through the air like a lightning, piercing Vali deep through the chest. However, even though bathed in his own blood and lying on the ground, Vali did not immediately give up his life, for he was wearing the golden chain given to him by his father Indra. This is where we concluded, right? Coming from the hiding place, Rama and Lakshmana approached the fallen Vali and began chastising Rama, saying, I heard. So coming from their hiding place, Rama and Lakshmana approached the fallen Vali, who began chastising Rama. Why did he chastise Rama? Because Rama, he didn't know Rama was going to shoot at him from the back, isn't it? So now Vali is talking with Ram and he's saying something here. Listen carefully, dear kids. I heard you were a righteous hero and a king. So this is the part we are going to go. So let's see what he has to say. Now we see that Vali is affected, and because Vali is affected, he was going to die. And at the time of giving up his life, he was wearing up his golden chain given to him by his father Indra, and that is why he still didn't give up his life. Okay. And now what happened? I heard you were a righteous hero and a king devoted to dharma and compassionate. Little did I realize you are a wild wretch. Like a well-covered with weeds, you make an external show of virtue, but your sinful action has betrayed your sinful heart. I fought with Sugriva because I was convinced that you won't attack me. How would anyone claiming to be a Kshatriya, hero, kill someone engaged in fighting with another, and fighting with whom? Who has no enmity. I have never harmed or insulted you. I have never attacked your kingdom. What merit have you acquired by striking me unfairly? How will you ever justify your action in front of righteous man? If you would have fought honestly, then it would have been lying here, not I. You shot your arrow at me from behind like a snake attacking a sleeping man. I challenge you to justify this shameful act. So now, listen carefully, dear kids. I'm going to ask every one of you to repeat this for me. Aditya and Varun, I know you just joined. Are you clear with the portion, what's happening here? Hare Krishna?
No.
So now I'm going to explain that, okay? If you have any questions, you can ask, but just please listen. So now, we were at a point where Sugriva actually was beaten by Vali, and he went and asked Rama, why didn't you help me the first time? And then Rama said, I could not distinguish you, and hence who's Vali, who's Sugriva, I could not distinguish. So the second time, now they have gone to attack Vali, and Vali's wife Tara is warning Vali, don't go because he's come with Rama. Rama is full of power. You better don't go. Give up this kingdom to your younger brother and be happy in your life. At least your life will be spared. But he was not ready to listen to this intelligent advice that was given by Tara, who is the wife of Vali. And still Vali went ahead and fought with his younger brother. And during the process of fighting, Sugriva lost a little bit of energy and he was hinting, Ram, I need help. At that time, Ram attacked Vali. And now Vali fell on the ground. He did not lay dead because of this golden chain that was given by his father Indra. At this time, what happened was, now Vali is questioning Rama. What is this, Rama? Why have you attacked me? What is the point? I don't have any enmity with you. Why did you attack me? That too from behind my back. Why did you attack me? Being a Kshatriya, being a true hero, how will you justify your actions? What did I do to you? Do we have enmity between ourselves? No, na? Then why did you attack me? What is the reason? I want to know. What is the justification? I really don't have. I never thought you were going to attack me. So I was fighting rigorously with Sugriva. But if I knew that you were going to attack me, I would have been alert. What is your problem, Rama? What is your problem? Why did you attack me? This is not dharma. This is not justified. How will you justify your actions to other people being a righteous king? I've been told that you are full of virtues, but I don't see any of that in you. What is wrong with you, Rama? Why did you do this to me? I really want answers to these questions. Please, Rama, educate me. Like that, Vali was asking Rama. Aditya and Varun, are you able to understand this portion? I just recap for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Varun, I didn't hear from you. Are you okay, dear?
Yeah, Mataji, I just said.
Oh, Aditya, are you okay then?
Yeah.
Okay. So now Rama is going to reply. Very carefully listen to this portion, okay? Rama replied, your acquisitions show that you are actually ignorant of true morality. Monkeys are by nature frivolous because of uncontrolled minds. Because you're a monkey and your advisors are also monkey, you cannot understand dharma. The entire earth with its mountains, forests, rivers is ruled over by the dynasty of Ishwaku. The kings of Ishwaku dynasty have complete authority over all men, animals, and have the power to punish or reward whomever they please. It's up to you. You have acted sinfully under the sway of lust and greed. You have taken Rama, the wife of your younger brother. It is you who have acted sinfully under the sway of lust and greed. You have taken Ruma, the wife of your younger brother, and enjoyed her as your wife. It is a sinful act and you deserve to die at my hands. Death is a proper punishment for those who have sexual relationship with a daughter, daughter-in-law, sister, or wife of younger brother. If a king does not punish a sinner, then he himself will become sinful. It is for this reason I promise to kill you, thus enable Sugriva to regain his wife and kingdom. Aside from this, it is an accepted practice that while hunting, Kshatriyas release their arrows at inattentive animals from a hidden position. Therefore, since you are only a monkey, my act does not bear any fault, not even a slightest fault. Now listen carefully, dear kids. Please bring your mind back. Okay? After this, I will ask question. Now, what happened? So, what was Ram's response to Vali? Because Vali questioned him, why did you do this? I don't have enmity with you. I don't have any kind of fight with you. What's your problem? Why did you attack me? It is not righteous for a Kshatriya to actually attack behind the back. And how will you justify your action to anybody who is so intelligent? This is not at all good because you're full of virtues and I don't see that in your action. So Rama, please justify and explain me. Now Rama is saying, see, you are a sinful person. First of all, what you have done, monkeys are very uncontrolled mind. Uncontrolled mind means what? Like when I'm taking the class, if your mind is going somewhere here and there and you're not able to control and bring it back to position and listen in the class, that is uncontrolled mind. Monkeys, by nature, they hop from one tree to another tree because of their uncontrolled mind. They can't be at one place. That is their nature. And because you're a monkey and your advisors are also monkey, you cannot understand dharma. Do you understand what is dharma? No, because you're a monkey and your advisors, whoever you get the advice from, they are also monkeys. They will also give same kind of very bad ideas to you. And that is not going to follow the path of dharma. So now I'm going to say something. Please listen. Like that Rama is saying. And Rama is saying, see, this entire earth, the mountains, forests, and everything. Huh? You have to listen. One second. So now what happened was this, sorry. Kids, I'm really sorry. We really need to go out today, but that's okay. We'll try to complete a little bit of what we can, and then we will go from wherever we left off next week. Okay. So, but listen carefully, kids. What is Ram saying here? Ram is saying that you're a monkey, and the monkeys don't understand dharma, and all the people who give advice to you, they are also monkeys. So they are not going to give you proper advice. And then he's saying, I see, being a ruler of Ishwaku, the entire earth, the mountains, birds, everything, they come under the dynasty of Ishwaku, and I have the right to do whatever I want in this dynasty. All the kings, all of them, the men, women, birds, animals, they're all under the control of the kings of Ishwaku dynasty. So it is you who have acted sinfully. It is you, because of lust and greed. You did wrong things. How can you take the wife of your younger brother Ruma and enjoy with her? Is it nice? Is it good? No. Because of your lust and greed, you are doing that. That is absolutely wrong. It is the sinful act that you deserve to die at my hands. Because of your sinful actions only, you are dying at my hands. And this is a proper punishment for you. There is no question of whether it is right or wrong. It is a proper punishment. For whatever you did, you deserve this punishment. It is for this reason I promise to kill you and thus enable Sugriva to regain his kingdom and also take back his wife. Because it is following the rule of code of conduct of Dharma. It is inappropriate for you to take his kingdom, and it's also inappropriate for you to take his wife and enjoy with her. All these are against the acts of Dharma. And hence, even another point he's telling is, for Kshatriyas, it is okay to kill the inattentive animals from the back. There's no wrong in it. I don't have to come and fight with you like a warrior. Because you're an animal, you're an inattentive animal, so I can also kill you from hiding behind the back. I can kill you. No problem. You're just a monkey. So I'm not violating any code of conduct here. Even if my act does not even have a slightest fault. So this is what I want to tell you. Can you understand, kids? What is going on here? Such a brilliant, back and forth between Vali and Rama. And you understand, right? Why Rama was following the code of conduct, why Rama was right. Why did he do such an act? It is justified, isn't it? Shiva is saying yes. And how about others? Akshara, are you good, dear? Govinda, Manhar, Suraj and Varun, are you all okay and clear with this part? Yeah? Who said what? Can you all put a thumbs up like how Akshara did or Suraj did? If you didn't understand, I will repeat, but please don't say I understood and not answer my questions. Varun? Okay, you're good? So being enlightened by these words, Vali felt shame for his abominable actions. With folded hands, he replied, whatever you said, it's certainly true. I only dared to denounce you because I was overly proud, ignorant of my own sins. My dear Rama, I implore you to give protection to my only son, Angada, begot by me through my wife Tara. He will certainly become grief-stricken upon hearing my death. Please excuse my harsh words spoken in ignorance. Rama assured Vali that he would take care of Angada. Can you all believe this, kids? So Vali now understood his mistake. He said, I'm really sorry, Rama. I spoke out of ignorance, and I'm sorry for what I did. And not only that, I just want only one thing from you. I need some sort of protection for my son, Angada, because upon hearing my death, he's going to feel really bad. And that is why I want you to take care of him. And that is why I want you to give protection to him, because upon hearing the news of my death, he's not going to be happy. He's going to be grief-stricken. So do you mind taking care of my son Angada, whom I have begotten through my wife? Can you please do that? Meanwhile, Tara came running from the palace with her son. She was surrounded by Vali's ministers, but when the monkeys saw Rama, they began to flee in fear. Tara tried to restrain them, but they urged, go out. Don't go out to see Vali. Protect your son within fortifications of Kishkindia and prepare him to install on the throne. Tara answered, I don't care for any kind of sovereignty or kingdom. The kingdom and its royal opulence are useless without my husband. Crying and beating her breast in lamentation, Tara went to Vali laying upon the ground in the grip of approaching death. Tara embraced her dying husband, and Vali and other wives surrounded them, plunged in grief. Tara's only desire was to follow her husband. She made up her mind to fast until death. At this point, Hanuman went to her and pleaded, "Oh queen, please get up. Don't succumb to grief. You must perform the funeral ceremonies of your husband and protect Angada after installing him upon the throne." Vali then said, "My dear Sugriva, I beg you to forgive me for all the wrong actions I have done towards you. Accept my kingdom and then take care of my son Angada, for he shall always remain faithful to you." Now there is conversations that are happening between Tara, the wife of Vali, and she is going to, all the ministers are saying, just crown this guy Angada as a king and make him the king right now. Go do that. And then she was like, I don't care for any kind of kingdom. I really don't want any kingdom. My husband is not there and he is no more. And you're asking me to take care of the kingdom. What is the point? I don't understand. I don't want any kingdom. And I'm just going to go to my husband and talk to him because he's in his deathbed. And then she was like doing this, lamenting and crying with beating up her chest. And she was crying so hard, seeing Vali in this condition. And she was like, the Tara embraced her dying husband. And then she said, I want to follow my husband. I want to go back. I want to go with him. I'm going to fast until death. At that time, Hanuman intervened and he said, don't do that. Just don't be stricken by grief. You have to perform the funeral ceremony for your husband, Vali. Please do that. And then Vali happened to plead and say sorry to Sugriva. He said, I'm really sorry, Sugriva. Whatever actions I have done, I'm really sorry. It is all out of ignorance. I have done that. And I shall always remain, you should please take care of my son, Angada, because he will always remain faithful to you. So this is what I want of you. So I'm just going to do a quick recap once again. Just listen carefully. Okay, kids? So now we have understood Rama attacked who? Vali from behind the back, and Vali did not give up his life immediately because of the golden chain that was presented by Indra. And then what happened now? After that, Vali started to question Rama. Why did he kill him? Why did he perform such a heinous act of killing him behind the back? And then he also asked him, this is not right for a Kshatriya to do this. Any intelligent person who sees this, they will not find it as a good action. And you are a person full of virtues. And are you doing this kind of act, Rama? What is the problem with you? Why? I don't have any enmity with you. I don't have any hatred with you. We didn't have any problems amongst us. And what is the reason for you to kill me? That too behind my back. And for that, Ram answered the following way. He said, the entire earth, the mountain, the trees, animals, all the inhabitants, they belong to the dynasty of Ishwaku, and the ruler of Ishwaku has all the rights to kill any animal in this property, in this earth. So there is no harm in me killing you. And you are performing sinful acts. How can you take your younger brother's wife and enjoy with her? Is it right? Is it dharma? Not at all. And you are performing the act of adharma. And so there is nothing wrong in me killing you. Absolutely nothing wrong. There is not even a slightest trace of fault in me killing you. And aside, I'm a Kshatriya and Kshatriyas can kill animals. You're an animal, isn't it? And I can I can kill animals hiding from behind your back, and I can kill because you're an animal. And that is why there is no fault in me killing you, because you are violating. You are not following dharma. You are doing sinful acts. You are being swayed away by lust and greed. And you are also a monkey with uncontrolled mind. For all these reasons, I had to kill you. There is nothing wrong in it. And being an animal, I can even kill you from behind the back. This is what a Kshatriya would do. A proper ruler who wants to follow dharma, that is what he would do. And being enlightened by the words of Rama, Vali then apologized to Rama. I'm really sorry. With folded hands, he replied, whatever you said is certainly true. I agree to it. I only dared to denounce you because I was overly proud. I was ignorant of my own sins. My dear Rama, I have only one obligation. Can you do that one obligation for me? I have my son Angada. He is so good, and he will start crying upon hearing the news of me being no more. So can you please give protection to him? Can you take care of him? This is my only wish. And then Tara, she came running to embrace Bali. At that time, the minister stopped her and she said, minister said, please make Angada the ruler and make him, give this kingdom over to him. And for that, Tara was like, no, I don't need any kingdom. I don't need any sovereignty. At this point, my husband is trying and I want to go and embrace him. Can you please just allow me to perform this act? At that time, Tara, she happened to go and embrace Bali. And then she said, I'm going to fast until death and give up my life. At that point, Hanuman came to her and said, don't do this act. You have to perform the act of funeral ceremony. And please don't lament and be struck with grief. So this is not good for you right now. And then Vali, what happened? Vali then said, he is apologizing to Sugriva. He said, I beg forgiveness from you. I'm really sorry. Because of my ignorance, I performed all these acts that are not at all acceptable. Accept the kingdom from me now and take care of my son. Please, you accept this kingdom. I'm giving this to you. And then take care of my son, Angada. Will you take care of my son, Angada? Please. Angada, he will always remain faithful to you. Okay? So this is what is being learned through the story till now. So now we will see what is happening further. Saying this, Bali handed Sugriva the celestial gold chain he had received from Indra. Now he is giving that to Sugriva. Then turning to Angada, he said, my dear son, now that I am departing, you should always remain obedient to Sugriva. Always act after due consideration and accept the dualities of pleasure and pain with equipoised mind. Avoid excessive attachment and hatred, for both lead to degradation. See, what a wise statement he's giving to his son as advice. Can you all believe this? At the time of death, Angada is seeing Vali. At that time, Vali is giving instructions. You just have to be under the care of Sugriva. Sugriva will take care of him. And then you have to be very, very obedient to him. Very important instruction, isn't it? Being obedient to elders, listening to parents, listening to them, understanding why they say what they say. It's very important. And that is why, he's making up a point here to say, see, you have to be obedient, and not only obedient, but also be equipoised to both pleasure and happiness. So be equipoised means don't be overly attached to anything, because at the end of the time, say for example, now Vali is leaving. If Tara is going to be overly lamenting, then she'll not be able to perform the funeral acts, isn't it? So that is why we cannot be extremely agitated or extremely happy, because we will lose focus on our tasks that we are doing. And hence we have to be equipoised in mind. Why we have to be equipoised is because if you're getting overly, if you're overly in distress, if you're lamenting over something very badly, then you will not be able to do the task that you're supposed to do, isn't it? And that is why they are saying we should have equipoised mind. If you're overly happy also, you will forget to perform your duties. So either case, if we stay equipoised, then we will be able to perform our duties. And hence it's important for us to be equipoised. And this is the instruction Vali is giving to Angada. The first instruction is be equipoised in mind, and don't be tormented by this duality of pleasure and pain. And also don't have excessive attachment and hatred, because that is going to lead you to degradation. Because what happens when you are attached to something? There is a fear of losing it, isn't it? Oh, you may lose it at any point in time. That is why we don't. Then after that, what would happen? You will be lamenting over that loss. Say, for example, you are attached to a pencil or a pen. And if you are overly attached to that pen, like nobody should touch that pen, I only can use it, some things like that. And if you're overly protective of that pen, one day you will lose it. And then you will start to cry so badly that you won't even finish your homework next day. This can happen, isn't it? So that is why Vali is giving this instruction to his son to say that don't be overly attached or be hateful of anything, overly hateful of anything. Don't show the hatred and attachment overly, and because both are going to lead to degradation. So 3 points, kids. Are you able to remember this? This is very important. I hear Shiva saying yes. How about others? Are you all okay with this? 3 points that was given as instructions by Vali to Angada. Okay, be in equipoised in and then when it comes to dualities, you should take it with an equipoised mind, and then don't be overly attached. It's two of them basically. Don't be overly attached or hateful of anything, because it is going to lead you to degradation. Thus, after speaking to Angada, Vali, who was deeply wounded by Rama's arrow, gave up his life. Now Vali is no more. Then, as Tara continued to embrace her dead husband, wailing in grief, Neela came and extracted the arrow from Vali's chest. Tara then told Angada, "Go down to your father's feet." As the youngest prince did this, he too became overwhelmed with grief. Upon seeing Tara's anguish, Sugriva became despondent, and with a sorrowful voice he said to Rama, "I found the fulfillment of my desire has produced the opposite of what I anticipated. Instead of happiness, I feel repulsion towards my kingdom and even life itself. To atone for my sin, I will give up the life in the fire. My dear Rama, these other heroic monkeys will help you search for your beloved wife Sita." So now Sugriva is not able to take this anymore. He is feeling so much distress. He is looking at Tara crying like crazy. He's looking at his the Vali sons, and he's feeling so deprived, because he was thinking at the end of the day he would become happy upon getting the kingdom, but is showing reverse effects. He's not happy at all getting the kingdom. And because of this reason, he also wants to give up his life. He's saying, I committed a sinful act. I'm not able to forgive myself. Why don't I give up my life falling into this fire? And I just need to do this as an atonement. Atonement means what? As prashchitta. So, my dear Rama, these other heroic monkeys will help you search your wife, beloved wife Sita. I cannot do it because I'm going to give up my life. Like that, Rama said, and he was, as like that, Sugriva said, and he was about to give up his life. Rama became dejected upon hearing Sugriva speak this ways. As tears came to Rama's eyes, Tara approached him saying, I know that my husband will be unhappy without me, even if he now resides in heaven. Therefore, please kill me so that I may rejoin him. If you consider killing a woman to be sinful, just think of me as non-different from Bali. So now Rama, upon hearing Sugriva, he became so dejected. And then now Tara is coming to Rama and she's asking him, why don't you kill me? Because I want to join me wherever my husband is. Because my husband is not going to be happy without me. Can you please kill me? Like that, she is asking Rama. And she's telling, oh, if you consider me as a woman and you don't want to kill me, then think of me as non-different from Bali and just kill me. This is the way. This is the right thing that you need to do. And then, please do this act. Like that, she is telling to Rama, Tara. And Rama turned to Sugriva and saying, your tears of sorrow are sufficient bereavement for the departed soul of your brother. The world is moving under the direction of eternal time, and all living entities make their appearance and departure. Under the guidance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, time never oversteps its limit. Thus, one should not lament for that which is inevitable. So now, Rama is telling Sugriva, see, time and tide waits for none, isn't it? Because of this time, your brother is no more, and this act is inevitable. You can't stop this act. Whatever time has to do, time will do. And in that process, people will appear and people will disappear. That is the nature of this material world, and nobody can stop that. And this death of Bali is inevitable. And please don't lament about this inevitable loss. I know you are grieving. I understand your pain. I understand your thing, but we can't do anything about it because it's time and time is playing its role. Like that, Sugriva said to Ram. Ram said to Sugriva. This is the final paragraph for today. In this way, Sugriva became pacified. With Lakshmana's help, he began to arrange for the ceremony of his brother's body. Soon thereafter, a palanquin was brought from Kishkinda. Sugriva placed Vali's body onto it and led the funeral processions to the banks of a nearby stream. As the funeral pyre was being built, Tara placed Vali's head upon her lap while continuing to weep bitterly, giving pain to all who saw her. Finally, the other women came and raised Tara, allowing Sugriva and Angada to place the body of Vali on the funeral pyre. After the cremation, the relatives brought water from river Tungabhadra, and made offerings for the departed soul of the heroic monkey king. So this is what they were just performing the funeral acts, and Tara was also involved. She was deeply lamenting in grief. Absolutely, she was crying very hard, and looking at her, everybody felt so sorrowful. Nobody could see that the pain that Tara was going through. Such a hard believing scene. I mean, it's so hard to view the scene, but that was what was going on within her. And then after the cremation, the relatives brought the water from river Tungabhadra and made offerings to the departed soul of the heroic monkey king. And then what happened? When the funeral ceremonies were completed, Hanuman requested Rama to accompany Sugriva to Kishkinda to install him in the royal throne. And Rama declined, saying, Hanuman, I suggest that you officiate Sugriva's coronation and have Angada installed as their heir apparent. Since the monsoon season is nearly upon us, it is not suitable time for to search Sita. All the monkey chiefs may stay in Kishkinda for 4 months, while Lakshmana and I shall pass our time residing in the mountain cave. When autumn arrives, we can begin our search for kingdom of Ravana, where my wife Sita is. Sugriva then entered Kishkinda and was welcomed by the citizens. The bathing ceremony at the coronation was performed by the foremost of the monkeys, including Mainda, Dvida, and Hanuman, as well as Jambavan, the king of the bears. Sugriva accepted his wife Ruma back and installed Angada as the heir apparent through the royal throne. So what happened here? So now everybody is asking. So Hanuman is asking Rama, can you install Sugriva on his throne? Can you come to Kishkinda and install him on his throne? And for that, Rama is saying, no, I can't do that act. Why don't you perform that act of installing Sugriva on the throne? And what I can do is, obviously, when Sugriva should be installed on the throne, and Angada should be made the heir apparent. After Sugriva, it should be Angada who should rule the kingdom. And this is what you need to arrange. And then Hanuman did whatever Ram told him to do. And they conducted the bathing ceremony and all of that and installed Sugriva on the throne. And between, we understand that it is spring season, right? It is monsoon season, monsoon rainy season, and because of which we'll not be able to go and look out for Sita or search for Ravana's kingdom, because so we'll give it a break of 4 months, and after 4 months we can again resume searching for Sita and look out for Ravana's kingdom where Sita Mata is. This is what we would do. Like that, Ram suggested to Hanuman. And Hanuman obviously would have passed this message to Sugriva also, telling him that there's no action to be performed as it's monsoon season. And once the autumn season comes, then we can go ahead and search for Sita Mata. So this is what happened. And now I'm just going to ask you some question and answers, and we are done with this particular section for today. All right. So everybody understood what has happened, and any questions before we start our question and answer sessions?
Mataji?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember when Vali was talking to Angada, he told him to be equipoised, but then the second point I forgot.
So equipoised in mind, free from dualities, right? Free
from dualities.
Yeah, free from, and then he should not be overly attached or be hateful, because that is going to give him degradation. That is the 2 points. Why we should not be attached, I told you, isn't it? Because attachment, if you are so attached to something, then there is a fear of losing it. And when you lose it, you will overly start to lament, and you'll be stuck in this duality. That is why it's not good for you. When you're stuck in this dualities of distress and happiness, then you will not be able to perform your duty.
What is the jewel? What is the jewel? What Vali was saying to Rama?
Jewel?
Yeah, you said that he will not die.
He died. Yeah, he gave up his life, and that is when they performed the funeral ceremony.
And you said that Indra was his father, Bali.
No, he didn't give up his life immediately because of that golden chain. Immediately, he was able to speak for a little bit because of that golden chain, I think. Okay? All right. Any other question, kids, before we get into the question and answer session? Okay. So the first question here is, why did Tara stop Wali from going to fight? Okay, Shiva.
Because she knew someone was hiding behind the trees, and she knew it because Sugriva came one time and Sugriva came another time, and this time Tara think that why is he coming back, and she knew the answer because
correct. She knew, she was suspecting something is wrong. How can he see? He was beaten up so nicely, and again he is coming to attack. That means there's some other power behind him, and that is Rama. And she told about Rama's prowess, but he said no, nothing like that, right?
Yeah.
Very good, Shiva. Very good job attending. Suraj. Okay, so what happened in the battle?
Mataji, in the battle, Sugriva and Vali were fighting, and then Ram was hiding somewhere. Okay, and then he shot an arrow, and then it hit Vali.
Correct. Very good. Very, very good listening, dear. All right. So why did, what was the justification Ram gave to Vali's inquiries as to why did he attack him? Varun?
So Rama, he talked about like all the bad things that Vali had done. Yeah, and he talked about how you've done so many sinful things. And then Rama said, and plus you're an animal, you're a monkey, so I can even kill you behind the back. And then Tara, she came like rushing out, and then Vali, he completely understood what Rama said. And he felt very sorry, and he felt very bad. And then the one favor, like he asked, should I say it?
No problem. You're good. But you forgot this point on Ishwaku. Being a ruler of Ishwaku, they have the.
Oh yeah, the Kshatriya. Since he's a ruler, the Kshatriya's duty is to kill animals and like that.
No, they have control over the entire Ishwaku dynasty. So whoever does sins anywhere in the Ishwaku dynasty, being the ruler, the kings of Ishwaku dynasty have complete authority over that place. If somebody is doing an act against Dharma, then they can definitely come forward and correct that. And that is why he agreed to Sugriva that he could kill Bali, because he was performing the act of adharma. Okay. Very good points, Varun. Absolutely good job listening. All right. So now the next question. So, yeah. So what was that one thing that Vali asked Rama to do? Manhar.
His son, Angada.
Take care of his son, Angada. Because what is he going to do? He's going to start crying upon hearing my death and my passing away. So I really want you to take care of my son, Angada. And then, so what is Tara saying now? Now there's Tara coming into picture. And what did Tara say? Govinda.
Tara was lamenting. Like Tara was lamenting and ironic because he lost his father's
husband.
husband.
She was lamenting, and what was she going to do? And what did Hanuman say?
He said she will go in the fire.
Correct. No, she first initially said she was going to fast until death.
Yeah.
So she was going to fast until death, but Hanuman said, you have to perform the funeral ceremony, so don't overly lament. What was the advice that Tara gave to her son Angada? Aditya?
Yes.
Yeah. What is the advice that Tara gave? Sorry, Vali gave to his son Angada during the time of death?
That he should not be attached to any of the material things, and he should not long for the kingdom, or he should not be. He should be not situated in the too much in the woods.
I think you rephrased it. Who knows the answer? You've rephrased it a little bit, but see, I gave some explanations here. Can you repeat what I'm saying, Aditya? You can listen. So first advice he gave was, you should have an equipoised mind, free of dualities, that is happiness, sorrow. You should be equipoised. Why he's saying you should be free from dualities? Because the dualities are temporary, right? We've seen that these dualities, they come and go. It is temporary, and so don't be carried away by those temporary nature of this material world. You have to have an equipoised mind, otherwise you are going to suffer. That is why he gave that first advice. The second advice he gave was, don't be overly attached or be hateful of anything. Overly attached. Why? You should not be attached to. Overly attached means, see, there is always a fear of losing. When you are attached to something, there is a fear of losing, and because of that you'll be put into anxiety, isn't it? Oh, I may lose this, I may lose this, and because of that you will again go through dualities. Okay, suffer, happiness, all this will come, and then you lose focus of what you are performing. That is why, see, because these dualities will not allow you to perform your task. If you are a student, you have to perform your homework. If you are stuck lamenting, crying all through your night, then you can't perform your action of completing your homework. That is why we should not be affected by these dualities. Are you clear, Aditya? So the first point is being free from dualities, and the second point is, you can tell, yeah.
So you should be free from dualities, you should be equipoised, and you should not overly be attached to material things.
Why?
Because then it gets you into, then you're gonna,
there is the fear of losing it, because if you are attached to something, say for example, you are attached to your laptop, if somebody breaks your laptop, you will start crying the whole day and you will not be able to perform your task. Whatever happened, nothing can be done about it. But again, we should be careful not to do such acts of breaking the laptop or anything. But when such an act comes, we should just take it easy and move on and take care of the next steps instead of lamenting over it. What happens if you lament? If you're going to lament, then you are going to not perform your duty. That is why we should not be overly attached to anything. Okay. Aditya, did you understand? Yeah, can you repeat that last part?
Yeah, so you should not be overly attached to things, because then you're gonna have the fear of losing that thing, and you're not gonna be able to do your duties because of that.
Yeah, because of lamentation over the loss of that thing. Okay, thank you. Next question. What did Vali say to Sugriva? Akshara. Not able to hear.
Yes.
What did Vali say to Sugriva?
He said to take care of his son.
Yes. And then?
I just remember that part, but I can't remember.
Yeah, that is the important part. Yes. I want you to take care of my son Angada, and he'll always remain faithful to you. And so Vali, so he also handed the golden chain that he had with him to Sugriva, giving him that, and then he gave some advice to his son Angada. Okay. Then after speaking to Angada, what happened? Tara, what did she do? Tara performed the funeral rites. Remember that part? She performed the funeral rites, and then after that, what happened? Sugriva felt something really bad, isn't it? What happened with the part of Sugriva? What did he feel? Are you there, Mihika, or are you not there? I don't know. Okay. What happened to that part? Do you all remember that part? What happened?
Mataji.
Yeah, go ahead, Suraj.
Yeah, so what happened then was that Vali gave a chain to Sugriva, and then
What were the
Vali's
feelings of Sugriva, I'm asking?
Oh, okay. His feeling or that I thought that like after defeating Vali and getting my kingdom, then I'd feel so happy, but now I won't feel happy.
Yeah, he wanted to go into the fire and also give up his life. That was what going on with him. Okay, kids, I think we did a good revision today. So everybody, are you all clear? And we can all reconvene next week for Ramayan class. So till then, we'll just pay our humble obeisances. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrind ki jai, Srimad Ramayan ki jai. Hare Krishna, kids, and have a beautiful day. Enjoy your day. Really sorry about the delay in getting through. I was pressing the links on different things that were there. Especially, I was pressing the link on Mridangam class, thinking this to be the same link as Keshava, but it didn't work. So I had to log off and then log back.
Mataji, what Mridanga class?
There's something in the Parthasarthi group, and that link I pressed, which was leading to Mridangam class.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that. All right, kids, have a good day. Hare Krishna to all of you.
Bye.
All glories to the assembled Vaishnavas.
Krishna Mataji, bye.
Bye.
Bye.